Throughout my entire journey on Summon Dragons 2, I've essentially used the same team to get me through the first 20 chapters. Of course, I had my fair share of testing out dragons I thought were pretty cool before I eventually landed on what would be my team. This is my gallery so far, but there's actually been a couple issues with my team building that I'm going to walk through with you today. First, let's take a look at my team and see if you could see what's wrong with it right off the bat. Did you get it? Well, if you said that my entire team is Emerald in a game that doesn't have faction bonuses, you would be correct. Normally you'd think if there's no faction bonuses anyway, then there's no problem here. But there's a catch. I don't have enough fodder to level up these guys past epic. Throughout all the shards I've been getting pretty unlucky with emerald fodder. Now if I had decided to dedicate some of my resources into a Cornelian dragon, I would have a ton of fodder to pump into them. I might even be looking at having 2 or 3 immortal dragons right now instead of just 1. But with that being said, you gotta be careful in this game because no matter how cool a dragon may look, they may not be the best choice. But despite all these potential flaws, my account is actually doing pretty good for itself. I'm already nearly at the point where I'm farming in-game materials from all the dungeons, and at that point, it's just all gonna be about team building. So here's how I chose all of my dragons, and what I would have done to maybe do it a little bit better. We'll start with the Immortal, Envy, because he was kind of the trailblazer for the entire team. I didn't really choose Envy, he chose me, because the game just kept giving me copy after copy, and at that point, it would be foolish of me to turn down the opportunity to build him up to Immortal. Sometimes the games are like that, and you just gotta roll with the punches. No matter how cool some dragons may be, the game just wants to feed you others, and you have to be the one to build them. But other times you have enough pities to actually customize your teams, and you can sort of guide your dragons into a certain formation. For example, Lily. Probably nobody would give an A-tier character a shot, but let me tell you, this kit is actually coming in clutch all the time. I needed a healer, and if the game doesn't want to give me one, then I'm just gonna have to take whatever option is available to me. So I've been crafting A's. Any chance I get my Lily copies from an event, and I tried to build them up, and I got them all the way to Legendary. So the tank and the healer are accounted for. Now I could start looking for something else. And Lord, if anybody knows me, they know that I like summoning extra additional units to the battlefield. So these summon type dragons are directly up my alley. It feels like the game specifically customized this dragon class for me. Achilles is our AD carry. He sits in the back and makes duplicates of himself to launch even more ranged attacks. RNGesus summons a couple little helpers to the field that give the enemies more things to focus on. And before juggling through a few more dragons, I eventually landed on Shai Sarah because he again puts a duplicate of himself on the field to clone his attacks. Since I'm using so many summoning dragons, I had to use a summoning trainer as well to help boost their attack percent and attack speed even more. And there you have it. This has been the team that's carried me through practically the first 20 chapters of the game. We'll get into a fight and you can see that Envy tanks most of the damage, which is pretty lucky that the game has given me so many copies of a tank, because he can live for quite a minute. Shai Sarah is still new, so he tends to die pretty easily, and once RNGesus gets his copies out, he's done his work, and then he can die as well. Really what we're counting on is Achilles staying alive in the back just long enough to get 3 clones out, and look at that attack speed and damage. It ramps up super fast. Of course, my most apparent flaws are that these epics tend to die pretty fast, but I just need them to get out their ability once and then they've done their purpose. If I was smart, however, I would probably swap one of them for Zeus because I did get 2 copies of a triple S and his damage is absolutely insane. And if I wanted, I could even take it a step back and build Wrath because he's again another summoning monster and I would have had way more fodder to build him up past epic. Luckily, if I start feeling too little return for my investment, this nice little reset button right here is going to help me erase all of my past mistakes. But for what it's worth, being able to hold my own against the top 40 in Arena is good enough for me. I want to say if I would have played my cards right and knew then what I know now, I could have been sitting in the top 10. But that doesn't mean I have to stop climbing. I will see you again very soon, and we'll see how high I can actually get with this team if I haven't made a few adjustments before then. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe, but other than that, y'all, that's gonna do it for me today, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.